Hello YouTube and welcome to the Indie Evolution channel. My name is InGamer and today we're going to be going on with episode 3 of our Dead State Let's Play. In episode 1, went through a bit of the backstory. Your character Brian Doublebear was in a horrible plane crash, rescued by a group of survivors and taken to the basement of a school. The school was semi-secure, and right now Brian and two of his companions are out trying to gather supplies to bring back to the base. We've already gotten the hardware supplies to repair the fence. We're just outside of this diner hoping to bring back some much needed food supplies to the rest of our comrades. In the first two videos I didn't really go too in depth into the UI. Just wanted to give a brief bit of information on that really quick if I could. If you look in the upper left hand corner, you'll see the dB meter. That's going to be measuring the amount of noise your team produces. That only goes for combat for the most part. Every weapon has a noise rating. You're not really going to have to worry about it much unless you have to bash down a door. Also, if you do get into some ranged combat and you're using in particular shotguns, but also pistols can make quite a bit of noise, you're going to draw a lot of negative attention to you from zombies and of course from other human beings who may be in the area looting as well. Right below that you're going to see that we have each character, Brian, Renee, Joel, and it also shows their health. If we move down farther than that, we can see our combat log. You can see that game save just popped up in the combat log as I just hit the F5 key to save the game, so we'd have something there to look at. If we go to the center portion, we can see the party commands icon. That's not implemented in the demo, so I'm not sure exactly what you'll be able to do there, but there will be options there. Toggle party following. This will allow you to free up your character to move separate from the other individuals in his group. The map screen, again, that's hotkey M, but if you wanted to, you could click here and go to the map when you're on any of the appropriate green grid sections within a board. And of course the inventory screen will take you to see the items that you've collected thus far. Right above there will give you the amount of AP that a certain character has. You can see if you watch my skills video, it kind of went over this a little bit, but Renee and Brian have 9 AP, Joel a little bit less AP due to some statistical differences. It also shows the equipped weapons for each character. Each character can equip 2 weapons. Oftentimes, if I'm not going to be using ranged weapons to prevent noise, I will actually equip 2 different melee weapons with a little bit of variance to them. You can see one of these requires 5 AP, one of them requires 4 AP. Slight damage difference, slight AP difference, but sometimes I'll go to this hatchet just to be able to get one extra attack off. Maybe I'd go to the crowbar here if I wanted to use some of the special attacks associated with it, trauma and push. Each different class of weapon in this game has its own niche and its own advantages and disadvantages, and I'll go over that as we start to use the weapons. In the right hand side of the center, you'll see here, these are your equipped items. If you are in combat and you do not have an item equipped, you can't just go into your inventory at will. Going into your inventory is actually going to cost you AP points. So it's a good idea to have things equipped that you might find necessary in a combat situation. So you can see here he's got a medical bag and a lockpick. Joel here, oh, a little too much movement there. Joel here, he has a pistol as part of his complement of weapons that he has armed. So we're going to have ammunition there so he can reload the pistol without having to go in inventory. And Renee, who is more of a medic, just has a medical bag. And she also has the 2 weapons that are going to give her a little variance in combat. Just to go over weapons really quickly here with you, just to give you an idea of some of the depth and strategy that you'll be using in this game. You can see in my left hand, we'll say it's the left hand, it's the left slot. I have a hatchet, which falls under the category of axes. Axes are bladed weapons that focus a smaller cutting area with force of a handle behind it. They are excellent weapons against both humans and undead. Axes are more efficient at causing permanent limb damage to foes than any other, prioritizing it over their bleeding status effects. The one exception to their rule is the hatchet, which exchanges damage and the leg sprain ability for swiftness and smaller size. Axes can be 1- or 2-handed. So that gives you a little overview of the axe. And of course the hatchet is the exception to the rule in that case. I'm not sure what class of weapon the crowbar is. I'm thinking that it falls under the clubs section. But each weapon in this game and each weapon class has its own special abilities and its own particular uses in combat. 2-handed weapons can be used across diagonal squares. 1-handed weapons, while they use less AP, can only be used front, back, side to side attack. So without further ado, guys, I guess we're going to move into the diner, see if we can scavenge some food. And as expected, there's plenty of food items in the diner. A lot of games you play, you know, you go into the diner and you or into any structure in the game and you find, you know, items that aren't properly placed. They're just randomly placed. This game said that some items will be randomized in the initial release. I just hope that they don't lose the context that they have now. Whoa. And I think I've mentioned this before, that in this game most of the OSHIT moments will happen when attacked by humans and not by zombies. The humans are the real danger in this game, which makes for some interesting moments here. We're going to just try one of our special attacks here. It's the flurry attack. Oh wow, and that's kind of a multiple, it's a 3-swing attack, which, you know, we did pretty significant damage there with her. But she is my healer, so I'm going to actually get her out of the fray. And we will move in with Brian here, our main protagonist. And he has some special attack options. We're going to go with trauma. What trauma does is it actually is going to, if it hits, it's going to dizzy my foe. And that will take his 2-hit chance down by half for 3 rounds. So that's a pretty effective attack. You know, it gives you that added defense. And unfortunately, it didn't work. We didn't get the dizzying effect that we would have wanted. But we do have a person in front of us now who is badly wounded. So we will move Joel into position here. And we will try trauma with the nightstick. I'll tell you, the academy training that Joel received must not have been that great. I haven't had the best luck with Joel thus far if you've been watching the other Let's Plays. So we did get a clean strike in. And that's about all the APs that we have left. There's no bonus for unused AP. I know in some games, when you don't use AP, it actually applies a defensive bonus to you the next round. That's not the case in this game. Whoa! Jeez, you should have bobbed and weaved or something there, Joel. So now we can see actually that Joel is now under the dizzying effect here. So his 2-hit is going to go down significantly. And he's badly injured from those blows. The icon here over top of the looter is the bleed icon. Under the bleed icon, he's going to suffer 1 to 5 hit points of damage per round for 3 to 5 rounds. So these status effects play a pretty big role in the game's combat. We're going to move Renee in, and we're going to use some of our goodies in our medical bag here to get Joel back up to snuff. And you can see if you're not on top of your game in combat, guys, the health goes very fast. I mean, these guys are not, you know, I know in some video games they kind of allow you to play these invincible characters where, you know, if you shoot the bad guy twice and he shoots you 5 times, he still dies and you still have health left. Your characters in this game are not of that ilk. They're not in that way superior to the enemies you face, which I think is a good thing. It does, you know, make for more strategy in the game, and especially with that permadeath looming over your head. You know, you can't really afford to keep losing people. I mean, if you look at right now in my situation with Renee, I couldn't afford to lose Renee. She's the only medic that I have. So that's why I do so much to keep her out of the action and ensure that, you know, I never put her in a situation where she just takes those 3 quick hits and, you know, there's no one here who could. I guess Brian actually probably could heal her if something like that happened. I'm just going to do a little inventory management here because we did pick up some new items. Gonna go ahead and have that baseball bat for myself. I actually like Renee's setup the way it is. Just gonna fill up her medical bag really quickly. And you know what, while we're here, let's just go ahead and get Brian up to snuff with health. So we pretty much looted everything we can loot here. And I noticed there's a police car outside here that looks like, and there is also a zombie out. Okay. Zombie with friends. Well, let's just run up and... Oh, no. Okay. Well, I have played enough turn-based games. Wow, I'm really regretting not equipping that baseball bat. I'm really regretting that now. Oh, I did equip the baseball bat. I'm sorry. I don't know if the dizzying attack would really have an effect on a zombie, so we're just going to try the push attack here. And that was an abysmal failure, guys. Okay. We're just going to let him actually walk in so that I will be able to attack him from multiple sides, and I should be able to shimmy him over here and move her in and attack from all 3 sides. Is actually my hope. move him into position briefly. We have 5 AP for this attack, 85% chance to hit. That sounds good. Joel was able to fend off that attack. We have to wait another round on her. Unfortunately, her initiative is high, but she's the one I least want to fight, so I'm really going to have to start planning ahead for what I'm going to do with her. Let's try the push attack again. It's a 100% chance to hit, so we'll get to see what this attack does. Or we won't, because I swung with the wrong weapon. I apologize for that. And we will slide him over to the side here. The arm bash, I believe, will cause an arm strain, which will double the AP cost for all of his non-movement activity. So basically it'll double the AP cost of his attacks, which is something that'll keep us safe if he actually gets the arm strain, which he did not. Okay. Nice, Joel fighting him off. Nice job. Okay, we got him badly wounded here. I think actually this flurry attack should just finish him off. Wow, that flurry attack is really deadly. I didn't go over the knives in this game, but they're basically what you would expect: quicker, lighter. They gave bonus and status effects against humans, reduced efficiency against the undead. But when you have that flurry attack, I mean, who could ask for much more than that? Also, when you're using knives in this game, you do have potentially a counter attack that you'll be able to take advantage of. So knives really right now, geez, seeming a lot more effective maybe than, you know, just their stats would let on. And we'll just run up here. Quick swing with our hatchet. And then we'll run back 2 spaces. And you know what? I think I'll go ahead and give him a swing. Oh no, that's not going to work for us. We've been pretty much through the whole board. I don't imagine there could be that many more zombies out there. Bang. And that'll allow him to get back into position here. Geez, I wonder if Joel knows like this other officer here. Okay. She's going to be out for this round because of the positioning. I still have faith in this push attack. At the very least, I want to see what its effect is. But I can't seem to hit anybody with it. And it looks like once you do swing it around, maybe there is an actual AP penalty, yeah, for switching back to another weapon. So I stand corrected on that. That was an assumption I made earlier that ended up being incorrect. And we're going to try the arm bash again. Ah, there we go. We see the arm bash icon. So now his attacks will be, he'll be limited in the amount of attacks he can perform per round. And it looks like he didn't get any attack at all there. And the flurry. Oh, I keep doing that, don't I? and there's no sense in letting him attack her at all. So we'll move her back. From this angle, the only weapon I can use is my bat. If you notice, when I go to my hatchet, it does not give me an attack icon. Have to arm my bat to attack from this angle. Geez, we only get a 70% to hit. I wonder if that has something to do with that push attack. It doesn't appear so. Like if I go to the basic attack, it doesn't improve my chance to hit at all. But for some reason, I think when I don't know if it's because I'm standing here. Okay, now I got an 80%. Okay, so it is when you do the diagonal attack, you actually lose 10% hit chance. And we will try the push. Oh, so nice. That works as expected. The push attack actually is going to knock your opponent backwards. And I'm wondering if there's someone behind him, if you can knock him into someone even, which would be another nice little strategic wrinkle for the game to have. Let's see. He is currently wounded. And I'm going to move in with Officer Joel here. And I believe I'm going to go Officer Joel. I don't want to waste ammo if I don't have to. Wow. Wow. Guys, I am not impressed with the with Officer Joel, man. He's supposed to be my best fighter, but he is pretty piss poor out there today. I mean, so far my medic is actually the deadliest person. Wow, I was surprised. I thought that police officer would for sure have some. Oh, there he is. No items from the police officer, apparently. Okay. And we will check the squad car here. 30 gallons of gasoline. You can get vehicles in the game that you can use for travel back and forth between zones. And I believe the fuel can also be used to fuel a generator at the school. I think it's its main use. Okay. Well, guys, I think we have officially cleared our first zone here. I know it's been kind of a slow pace, but I'm trying to give you guys, you know, all of the information I can. There's a lot more weapon types that we haven't even come in contact with yet, and I'll be going over explanations as I go. There's a lot of different status effects that are going to affect your strategy when you play this game, and I just want to inform you guys about them, so I'm giving you a good, clear view of the game and what it has to offer. But as far as this episode, guys, that's the end of episode 3. Tune in to episode 4. In episode 4, we will be making our way back to the school. Hopefully we've got enough supplies to get that fence put back together. And we'll see where the game takes us from there. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. This is Gamer, Indie Evolution Channel. You guys take her easy.